Good evening. My name is Srushti Phalke and I am going to talk about the new National Education Policy 2020. Vidyam cha vidyam cha yastad vedo bhayam saha avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya yamrutam shrite. This profound slok from the Isha Upanishad tells us that the one who understands knowledge and ignorance together crosses death through ignorance but attains immortality through knowledge. It tells us that knowledge is not merely about collecting information, it is about transforming the self. True Vidya doesn't just prepare us to earn for a living, it helps us to live a life with meaning, purpose, and wisdom. It allows us to rise beyond survival and strive for something which is eternal. India has always been a land of learnings and wisdom. In ancient times, the education was sacred. It was a means to inner growth and not just a career. The ancient Gurukul system focused on learning through life, nature, and values. It was more kind of personal, holistic, and deeply rooted in culture. But with time, the invasions and colonialization completely shattered the system. A more colonial and mechanical model was introduced that valued marks over morals. Our Indian ethos were completely sidelined, and learning became more kind of a routine than a revelation. In 1986, India introduced its first national education policy. It was later revised in 1992 to focus on literacy and equal access. While it did bring some change, but it couldn't keep up with a rapidly changing world. Unfortunately, it remained static for the next 34 years. Despite this, over several decades, the world changed, but our classrooms did not. Technologies advanced, industries evolved, but our syllabus stayed outdated. Students memorized the answers instead of understanding them. We produced degrees, but we failed to produce thinkers, creators, and problem solvers. By 2020, it was clear that our education policy needed a major shift. Our policy was preparing the children for a world that no longer existed. As a response to this, the Government of India introduced the new National Education Policy 2020, which was a bold and a future-focused reform. NEP 2020 broke free from the rigid subject streams, allowing students to combine disciplines like science with arts, coding with crafts, music with mathematics. Vocational training started from the grade 6 to provide an early practical exposure. It was recommended that students learn in their mother tongue till grade 5 because it was realized that students learn best in their first language. Besides this, the policy also emphasized on coding, critical thinking, creativity, and flexibility. Exams were reimagined to assess understanding and not just memorizing. Higher education became more accessible and flexible because of the multiple entry and exit points, encouraging multidisciplinary learning and research. The NEP 2020 not just focused on creating job seekers, but it also helped in creating innovators and leaders. Besides this, there was also hope in the students, teachers, and parents. They were completely filled with hope, curiosity, and a sense of belonging that the system was finally evolving. Now, just like any other major reform, the NEP 2020 also faced a lot of challenges. Implementation of such a policy across a wide, vast, and a diverse nation like India was incredibly complex. Many schools, especially in rural areas, did not even have the basic facilities. How will they teach coding or offer vocational labs? Transition like this demands massive teacher training, mindset shifts, curriculum updates, and digital infrastructure. The policy of using the regional language as a medium of instruction was also met with mixed reactions. It was because it promotes understanding, but there was a doubt in parents that this may be a disadvantage for students in national and global competitive spaces. And above all, the biggest challenge remains time. Change, a true, lasting, and a meaningful change, requires patience, persistence, and years of collective effort. Despite these challenges, I personally believe that NEP 2020 was a bold, powerful, and much needed reform. It has its flaws, yes, but most importantly, it did spark a nationwide conversation. It brought education back to the heart of national development. Because in the end, no matter what the system looks like, whether it is digital or traditional, vocational or academic, the impact of education does not depend on what it is taught or how it is taught. It depends on how it is learned, pursued, and used by the students. Two students can learn the same education, but one can use it to destroy and the other can use it to build. It is not the system but the soul of the students that will determine the future. So let us not chase after degrees. We must pursue wisdom. Let us not be satisfied with just education. Let us strive for enlightenment. Because whether it is the ancient Gurukul system or our NEP 2020, whether it be a Sanskrit shlok or a Python verse, only a righteous mind and a truthful soul will make good use of knowledge. Vidyam dadati vinayam. Knowledge gives humility and humility gives greatness. Thank you. Jai Hind.